Hello artsy people, how you doing? I hope you're doing okay. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to paint on these tiny little canvases. I find those canvases in a pawn shop here in England and they were 50p each and they are already black. We did something like this in the past, but was on normal white stretch canvas, and I felt so inspired when I saw this one. Those are, as you see, just on wood. They are glue around. They are not perfect, but of course 50p, I wasn't expecting anything more. And I have some cool metallic pen that I got recently and I'm looking forward to try, and those are acrylic pens. So let's get started. It's time to pick our first canvas and begin our first design. Now in this case I decided to do like a city painting, just to have some nice building there, different heights, and made it a bit illustrative, so not too realistic, and playing a lot with color without to worry about shading. And the reason why I'm doing this is because a lot of you have requested some simple design that you can follow along, and I think those two paintings are just perfect. They are stress-free and simple, and they're really cute. So for this first one I used the yellow ochre just to make my design, because it's a black canvas, so a pencil will not really have worked on it, or maybe a little bit, but I just prefer to go with the paint straight away sometimes. And once I have my design done, I play with the color. I want to have a lot of different color, but I try to have color that are sort of pastel, so all of them are going to be mixed with white to make it as pastelly as possible. And I play on a set of two. So as you can see, I had two purple building, I had two light green building, I had two red, and then I'm gonna have two yellow and two blues. Now, as you see, the first layer of acrylic, especially on a black canvas, is going to be a bit transparent. So I'm going to do a couple layers extra, especially on the yellow. The yellow on the black background doesn't need more and more layers, but we will get there, no problem at all. And now I am applying also the blue. And yeah, as I said, they all mix with white to make them more pastely. This is the acrylic paint marker that I bought in Poundland. It was £1 for this silver one and £1 for the gold one. Now, I wanted to take advantage of the black canvas. I knew that I didn't want to cover it up completely because there was already color there. There was already the black, there was stunning, and I wanted to shine through. So I didn't do the sky, I just used my silver pen to do some little dot star, and then just the base, because I wanted something to create sort of a line between the black canvas and the building. And then I use my gold pen to define every single building, because just with the color it felt a bit of a mashup. And yes, my paint marker is a bit thick. Yes, a thick nib, which means the line was bigger than I wanted. But that's no problem, it's acrylic, you can just cover it on top, and that's what I did. I covered with the color on top until I got the dimension of the gold that I wanted. And then I thin out my blue with lots of white until I got this really thin, pale azul consistency. and I'm using it for my window, but all I do is just to create this line with my tiny flat brush going downward, and that's it. It's as simple as that. So this is my first design. I hope you like it. It's not realistic, it's more illustrative and colorful. And now we're going with the second one. The idea is the same. I want some parts where the black is going to shine through. And in this case, I'm making a flower scene. So I start in the beginning with use the same color that I had left over from my previous painting, but then I will go ahead and add some more because those weren't enough. And some of them dry up because I had to take a break in the meantime. But here I use the yellow to make the center of my flower. I use the purple to outline the petals. I will use the pale red to fill up the petal inside, but then I will keep adding on top. And I use the green to create two leaves on each side of the flower. And then I'm just filling up the gap. But yeah, this green I will mix it again because it wasn't enough, so I decided to play with a different tone of green and blue for the leaves. So I will be mixing it with darker green. Here is the red I was talking about to fill up the gap, and then I will go ahead and also make a second layer of the green. And then I will focus on the center of the flower, where I basically use a yellow ochre to create some dimension, and I'm going to the very center of the flower and to the outside between the flower and the petals. So this is the darker green that I decided to go with. And I can see now I'm using the ochre to do the center and to do the side with just little dots. And now I'm using a orange. Oh, actually, before to get to more of the petals, I decided to take advantage of the blue, light blue that I had left over to go and give extra texture to my leaf and just make the edges pop and a bit of the vein of the center. But I will keep working on it because I knew I want a little bit of my metallic pen also in this painting. So I go back with the green just to fill up some gaps where I want it a little bit darker. And here I'm using orange to make the center of each petal so that there is more contrast. And as you can see already, the flower has changed so much because there is a lot of light coming in contrast of the darkness of the petal. And finally, I'm using my metallic pen because I love this metallic color. And as I mentioned before, same game. I find this nib to be a bit too thick for my taste. It's a 0.5 that, especially for this miniature painting, it's a bit too big. So I'm going back with my green and I fill up the space until I get my veins to be exactly of the dimension that I want it to be. And then I'm basically using a bit of the yellow left over and then the green on top of that to create another gradient of color. And yes, I was mixing straight on the canvas because why not? If acrylic is nice and fresh, it's gonna blend it up. So why waste time doing it on a palette, or in my case, whatever surface I find available, and do it straight on the canvas. So you cut your mixing time and you experiment more. So as you can see, I'm just playing with adding color and removing color. And now the silver marker come back, and I'm going around the edges of the leaves, and once again I'm using the blue. My camera had a hard time focusing here, to reduce the thickness of my marker. And the game is just now of adding and removing until I'm happy with the shade that I gain. And because this, as I mentioned in the beginning, this canvas is a bit cheaply made, I went around with the black on the side to fill up some of the gap, because somewhere it was a bit white and I didn't like it. So yeah, I just used black paint to make it all in one. And this is the design I came out with today. Let me know in the comment which one is your favorite and if I should do more of it. Thank you for watching. Bye!